Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news. It's Native News Today. Gerald Wofford, along with myself, Jason Salzman, welcoming you all to another great episode. And Gerald, a lot of great things going on out there, and we have a action-packed episode ready for this week. Because I say action-packed, got a couple of Native fighters on the show this week, so that's kind of the theme we're working with, and very excited about it. Great to have everybody.
Yeah, the new age of Native warriors will definitely be showcased on this week's episode of Native News Today. We're so glad that you could join us again for our mid-September issue as we're just steamrolling along, saying goodbye to those dog days of summer.
That's
and
right.
Getting into cooler temperatures, which is always nice. And Jason, you mentioned the warrior stories, and we got some other great things lined up as well.
Great things going on. Also, we'll take a look at the Riverwalk Crossing. Hadn't forgot about that. New developments going on out there. You're not going to want to miss that. I know a lot of people, not only in the Jinx community and the Tulsa surrounding area, love that site, love its potential, really want to know what the Muskogee Creek Nation has going on out there. We'll talk with Woody Anderson and Kim Pardon, both with MNBE working on it and talking about that. You travel over to Muskogee and the Five Tribes Museum, so excited about that too. So a lot of great things, a little bit of something for everybody on this episode, and we'll start it off actually. We're going to go to our first break as we always do. We'll take this commercial break. When we come back in studio, I'll be joined by Darren Delon making his second pro boxing match. You're watching Native News Today. Don't go anywhere.
Jahojefkat Paul Fixakodos. Ikanagat Tekobache, Mikusapkajokonman, Amikusapkajokodos. I'm able to preach in English and Muskogee, our language too, so there's not many that does that today. When I was growing up, that's all we had, Muskogee language, and that's all they preach. I could talk my language when I was small. When I grew up, I could understand what they were saying. We don't want to lose that, language, especially our songs, our native songs and the Muskogee hymns. We want to keep them.
And joined in studio now with Mr. Darren Delaune, Muskogee Creek boxer, about to make his second pro fight coming up, and I know he's excited about that. Everybody around here is very excited, and with the theme of the show this week, kind of a fighting show, we had to get him on, and Darren actually works in here with us, helps with the production too, so we're excited. And you see behind us there, got a lot of training going on, some of the footage from him working hard and getting ready for this fight. So Darren, want to thank you for coming on with us today.
Thank you, Jason.
You got it, man. Well, talk about this second pro fight coming up. Your first one, you kind of get the butterflies out of the way, and tell us a little bit about that first fight and kind of how you were feeling and how it turned out for you.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, I'll tell you that. First fight, with majority of the fight, you kind of want everything to go perfect. It's not going to happen. Like, for instance, that first fight, he came in swinging for the fences, just wanting to knock me out early, and I played into that, and I started doing that too, which was the wrong game plan. I got the win, but it was for all the wrong reasons. Just to put it to you that way. It was no technical anything at all, just throwing punches and trying to hit them and knock them down.
Have you took that then, taking that into account, have you took that with you into this training and preparation for this next fight? I know, the Creek Warrior, BJ Wagner, a lot of people know him out there. He's your trainer, and he's really been working with you on technique, do things right. I know that we've talked, you and I, about that. Is that something you've been really taking with you in the preparation for this next
fight? Yes, a lot. I had it in with me that first fight too. I don't know why I didn't put it into play in that one, but this fight, yes, you will see a lot more technique, more punches, more smarter punches, not just wild and swinging and trying to knock him out early. I mean, we're hoping for a knockout early. We're hoping to get him out, but it's going to be more of a technical fight from my point.
When you look at the career from where it started, great. You want to get a win in your very first pro fight. This is your second pro fight. When did the love of boxing start for you? Was it early and is something you knew that you wanted to do, or was it something, you got involved in the game late for a lot of the time. You know, they're boxers from when they're 9, 10 years old, come all the way up. So how did that start for you to where you knew you wanted to do this? A fan first and then a professional? Or?
Yeah, exactly, as what you called it, as a fan first. Matter of fact, started back in 1989. I was watching Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, their second fight. And that fight to a draw. That fight came to a draw, but it was an amazing fight, I believe. And from then, that's where my love of the sport came from. It was, I mean, of course, I was playing basketball all them years, but I always like watched boxing. And then finally, I guess in my 20s, I just finally wanted to just try and learn it. And I went to other, you know, like little gyms and worked with BJ's dad, Bill, quite a bit. And he taught me how, but BJ really taught me how to throw the punches, throw the right punches. So yeah, you're right. I came into the sport late, which which is better late than never. I call it.
Right,
so,
exactly.
but I really do love the sport, and it's more for the passion of this sport. I mean, of this fight game than anything.
Another thing you get out of it too is not only are you love the pugilism of it, the sweet science boxing, but also the health benefits of it too. You know, you look great, you're in great shape. It's really put you into a good place health wise, and just talk about that, how much better you feel and your workout regimen and what you get out of that too.
Okay, well, we can talk. I feel a lot better about it. I mean, I have a lot more wind under me. I can run a lot more. I could probably play basketball a lot more if I wanted to. Boxing, it makes you work out every part of your body, your upper and lower, and it's helped out quite a bit with that. I mean, like, as far as you know, I mean, whenever I first started working with you, I mean, we knew how I was pretty good size then, but I mean, after that time, I mean, I lost 96 pounds, and a lot of it was because of the boxing, and just keeping my workouts with that, keeping that going, and mainly waiting for my first fight. That was pretty much it.
One of the things too about you that also that not a lot of people know is not only do you box and you do this for yourself, but also you have a lot of knowledge that you could teach. And is there some, where down the road where you see maybe you become a trainer, or you look to young kids that want to get healthy and get involved, and they go, well, boxing might be an avenue. Is there something down the road where you think you might get involved in that kind of thing?
That down the road came a little bit early. I got a little guy, his name is Garrett. He's in the 4th grade, and I've helped him out quite a bit. And he's doing a lot of, like, he's wanting to learn how to box, and I'm teaching him like little punches and here and there. From basically what I've learned, I'm teaching him. I got my little girl, of course, she's been doing it ever since she could walk. Yeah, she's just trying to throw punches and trying to throw little combos. So she's always talking about wanting to get into it. So I hope she does, and I would like to be her trainer for that. And then I have another one about 22 years old. He's just slowly starting into it, but. To answer your question, yeah, I would hope so. I would hope to like continue this even after my career is over, just to keep training, keep just spreading my knowledge and giving it to them.
Absolutely. Well, everybody around here is very excited about the fight. It's coming up this next Friday, or next Thursday night, I believe. Just give everybody the wins and wheres and kind of where we can see you fight. I think it's the same place it was last time.
Yeah, same place, Oklahoma City, Cox Convention Center, September 20th. First fight, gates open at 6, first fight's at 7. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm the 3rd fight that night.
All right.
So, yeah, I'll be fighting a guy named Antonio Mays. It's in his backyard.
All right.
So, yeah.
Need a lot of people there then, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
A lot of people out to support, and definitely getting the word out here is not going to hurt any, and we hope that everybody's able to get up to the Cox Convention Center. You might remember it as the Myriad, but now it's the Cox Convention Center right there on the other side of the Ford Center, which is now the Chesapeake Energy Arena. I'm telling you, I'm so old school. I'm calling them all by their own names. But we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll have some good news to report. I know we will. I know this guy's been working hard. I've been watching him. So best of luck to you coming up in the fight, Darren, and we're looking for great things here on out.
Jason, thank you very much.
You got it, brother.
Pumakasam gadat, ibufanga, nage, adigat, punhayadit omega, ajayididet omis.
Diosnok, that's true. Throughout the generations, our elders have taught us to preserve, share, and more importantly, protect the abundant natural resources we have here in Oklahoma. We are the original environmentalists and protector of these resources. The Muskogee Creek Nation believes tribal and state governments must work together to ensure future generations will have clean air and clean water as the ultimate legacy. What is good for Oklahoma tribal nations is good for all Oklahomans. Remember, tribes are truly the original Oklahomans.
Look at yourself, man. You're a winner. You're number one. Don't you ever forget it. You look good today, man. Go out there and show 'em who's boss.
And welcome back to Native News Today. Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford. You know, the time of this year, so many great traditions are happening throughout the Indian country. One specific event happening over in Muskogee, the Storytellers Conference happening over at the Five Tribes Museum in Muskogee. We got a chance to talk with Miss Mary Robinson. She's the curator there at the museum. They're anticipating it. A great event, not happening this weekend, but next weekend. Give you all the information here. Five Tribes Story Conference held at the Five Tribes Museum. Well, it's always great to travel over to Muskogee, to the Five Tribes Museum, and see all the great exhibits, all the great artists, all the wonderful crafts that are on display here throughout the year. Now, a special event is going to be happening here next week. I'm talking with curator Miss Mary Robinson here, and Mary, the Five Tribes Story Conference, that's what we're talking about. That's going to be happening next weekend. Always a great thing to look forward to throughout the year, and I'm sure you're all ready for it.
We're ready. We're just waiting for the time. The dates are September 21st and 22nd. We open on September 20th with an informal reception when all of the authors, historians, storytellers arrive here at the museum for an evening of just fun fellowship. On Friday morning, we begin the conference. Robert J. Conley will open the conference with the keynote address. Robert J. Conley has written over 80 books. He's in the Authors Hall of Fame of Oklahoma. He will also hold workshops. He will be part of panel discussions, and in the evening he will also be part of our storytelling concert, which is a great time. On Saturday morning, we open with Claire Sue Kidwell, who is a noted author professor. She set up many American Indian studies across the United States. She actually began at Haskell University. She set up the American Indians program in Lawrence, Kansas. Then she moved on to Berkeley and back to Oklahoma after her retirement at Chapel Hill. So she will also be part of our panels, and she will also perform in the evening. In addition to Claire Sue and Robert, we have Tim Tingle, noted Choctaw storyteller, oral historian. He's won several book awards for, one of his most noted is Walking the Choctaw Road, Crossing Bachito, and he's just a delight. He's always our co-host. This was more or less one of his dreams. He and I sat down one day right here on the grounds of the Five Tribes Museum and came up with the format for the Five Tribes Story Conference.
That is great. You know what's really unique about this is that you're going into a different art type of format, the storytelling specifically.
Yes.
We know that Native Americans certainly are talented in other art formats, and you know, with the panel and the displays and the artwork, but the storytelling has always really been a unique facet of Native American life, and as we said, with the art, and that's kind of what you're keying with this on this conference, right?
Yes, absolutely. We also have musicians that appear. Philip Morgan will play his guitar. He writes his own music. When we think about who we want to have at the conference, we say, okay, who's going to be that one that is so approachable that when everyone leaves, they feel like they have made a new friend or a family member. So it's all about that. It's about the traditional dinner on Friday evening. So we have just a wonderful weekend planned.
Yes, it will be on the weekend. Now let's give everyone the wins and the wheres, the interested in attending, and what they have to do. to attend this?
Well, actually, it's Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry I said weekend, but it is a Friday and a Saturday. To attend the conference, you really do need to register, and you can register online at 5tribestory.org. You can call here at the museum, 918-683-1701. The registration fee is $20. That includes each day. That includes your lunch and material for each day. If you can only attend one day, that's why we break it out. A lot of people won't be able to attend both days, but we want them to come when they can. The traditional dinner is separate from the registration fee, and that is $10 for the dinner. Evening storytelling is free and open to the public. So it's a chance for everybody, whatever age, whatever interest, to come and enjoy.
And that's another unique part of this conference that we want to talk about just a little bit, is the fellowship. I mean, as you mentioned, you get a chance to meet the artists here. You get to hear great stories. I mean, it's just a chance for everyone to kind of just socialize and meet people and just hear some great stories and just great things all around, right?
Yes, and exchange ideas. And it's such a creative weekend in such a relaxing setting. It's at Bacone College, one of the oldest colleges in Oklahoma. We have to take it to Bacone because we know the Five Tribes Museum isn't quite big enough, but it's a great place to join together when you think of all the people who have walked the grounds of that wonderful university. I always think of Alexander Posey. He's one of my favorite Creek poets, of course, Muskogee Creek.
Well, let's give them that contact information again, please, the website and the phone number.
Yes. Website is that's the number 5, tribestory.org. Our phone number is 918-683-1701, and we will be happy to help you and look forward to seeing everyone.
All right. Mary Robinson, curator here, the Five Tribes Museum in Muskogee, gearing up for the Five Tribes Story Conference. Don't want to miss that. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you, Gerald.
And want to thank Mary Robinson and all the great people at Five Tribes Museum. Once again, great story, and we always love going over there. So, moving right along, we have Woody Anderson, the CEO of MNBE, taking us to Riverwalk Crossing in Jinx. I know everybody out there is excited about Riverwalk, the Creek Nation's purchase of it, but now we have a few new developments going on, some news to share, so why not visit with MNBE CEO Woody Anderson and Kim Parton. She's the property manager out there too. We went out to Riverwalk and learned about some of the things going on with that place.
What is it that's going to bring the most folks down here? What does this place need to be? Whether it's the restaurants with the entertainment, we need things not only going during the daytime, but also things during the evening time. Also with the river out here, if we can get the low water dam, I think you guys have looked out there. Right now it's pretty dry, but you can imagine with the water, if it's full out there, the different things that you can do, and the cross marketing between us and River Spirit also. We just here just a few weeks ago signed our first tenant under our group, and that's Electrical Consultants, Jesse Markham, in our building 1100, and so we're really excited to have him on board. Kim Parton, who is our property manager with Merit Properties, she's also one of our tribal members. We've been working with other folks who have expressed an interest in leasing both retail space and office space up here, so we got some very aggressive things going on. We just we're fixing to sign our architect to the team. His name is Shelby Navarro. He's with One Architecture. He's also Creek, so we're developing that Creek team for this project. And so we will be developing a master site plan of how we're going to use this place, and we're also utilizing him to help us with our build outs as we come in with new tenants and everything. So new signage, we're looking at new signs as you come into the building here. As you know, there's the signage that's out front is not very good, so we're working with him on that also. We've also got about 59 security cameras that are being installed, or actually the work's taking place right now, so that we can upgrade the security here for all the tenants and everybody that's using it, so that we've got plenty of that there. So We see a lot of great things happening here, and of course the chief and some of the administration will be up here in this office, so the tribe will have a presence out here at Riverwalk. So some of the things that we want to do to improvement, potentially painting, lighting, more bathrooms. We've got 3 acres on the north part of the property that we need to talk about. What do we want to bring in there? One of the things that I've discussed with Kim is possibly a restaurant with music, bands, and different things, bringing out folks out to that. I've gone on vacation in Florida and gone to different places, and they really pack in folks and families to that. So we're under this master plan, we'll be able to take a look at how we want to use these buildings, what new construction, and kind of give us a vision of not only what's coming there, what's the cost going to be to that, because we're going to have to deal with also parking, how we're going to deal with the parking that will come also. So
when I heard about the purchase of this by the Muskogee Creek Nation, I immediately put together a package to ask them for the opportunity to manage and work with them on leasing. And I'm very excited as a tribal member, but also I live in Jinx. My son attends Jinx High School, and to get the opportunity to work on this property. So we're very enthusiastic. There's a lot of synergy with the group that we're putting together, great ideas. And we've talked to people that live in the community, that live in my neighborhood, that are already tenants here about their visions. And so we're really looking beyond Tulsa, making this a little different than what it has been, to change the ideas and the people that come here and the businesses that we have.
Jason, as we mentioned, we've got some Native Warrior Spotlight on this week's program.
You got it now. We're going to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, to Battleground MMA. Scott Lowe and all the great people out there actually invited me up to check out Kathina, Killswitch, Katron. Now, you ain't going to hear Killswitch anywhere else. That is a nickname totally unique to this woman. She's making her pro debut, a blemish-free record in the amateur ranks, amateur champion this year. So let's see what she's all about. Kathina, Killswitch, Katron. These days, most of Kathina Killswitch Katron's time is spent running the hills of Cherokee country. One of the few native female MMA fighters in the game, she's doing all she can to prepare for her first professional fight. After a flawless amateur career that includes a championship and an undefeated record, Katron will make her pro debut at Tulsa's Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on September 21st as part of Extreme Fight Night. She talked with us about how she got started in mixed martial arts.
We started off just practicing with hands, and then we started off in Arcoma actually because we were in the middle of building this, so we couldn't really do anything in here. And then just went from there, and then they told us that there was a tough man coming, and Scott asked me if I wanted to do it, and it's like, sure. So that's what happened. And she was actually I was underweight with her, so it was really neat.
Her transition from the tough man format to the increasingly popular MMA style of fighting wasn't without frustration and growing pains.
It was really frustrating at first, I think, because I didn't think that I knew what I did know. So, because when you first start something, it's really frustrating, and you think you're just fighting, going round and round with if you're really getting it down or if you're just doing it, But then you start getting your muscle memory, and your body just starts remembering things, and I think I'm a lot more confident than what I was.
With her pro debut just around the corner and facing an opponent with 6 pro fights to her credit, Katron's feelings are about what you'd expect.
I'm super nervous, but I think I'm getting more comfortable on the ground. I wouldn't say that I'm comfortable, but I'm getting there. So where every fight's going to be something that I get better and better. You learn from everything. So I think this first one will be a good one, but I'll most definitely have to learn even from this one. So
Katron's trainer and owner of Battleground Gym, Scott Lowe, has been there with her from the beginning and is excited and anxious to get her pro career kicked off in the right direction.
She's a real hard worker, and she's had over a year of experience as far as MMA goes, and she's had 6 overall fights. She's had 5 MMA fights, and she's currently 5-0. So she's kind of worked her way to this point. So we're really excited. Her training's going well. She's in here every day. She's got a strength and conditioning coach in Greg Richmond, and like I said, that's about a 2-hour regiment right there. And then she comes here to the gym for another 2 hours, and then she does a lot of conditioning on her own. So we're pretty confident that she's ready for the pro level. So we're excited. It was a little shaky at first. When we first started, it was just for conditioning. She was a little uncoordinated. She was a little, it was all new to her, throwing punches and doing work on the ground, jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. But it's just something that she learned over time through repetition. She's in here rolling with these guys every night. She's in here, working her hands every night. So we kind of didn't expect her to do as well as she's doing right now. But she surprised every one of us. I mean, she's just a real hard worker. She doesn't quit. There's no quit in her, and we're just real happy that she's our fighter.
Katron will be on the same card with popular Muskogee Creek fighter Thomas Thunderkick Longacre, so she expects a big crowd of Native supporters in the stands, a crowd she says makes a big difference.
It actually gives you a boost, it helps you know that there's somebody backing you. I mean, you know that it's there anyways, but as loud as it gets in there, and I try to block it out, but you can't block when it gets so loud. But it really helps you. It helps your confidence. It helps you to get out there, and especially after your first round, you get that first round in, your second round, it really gives you a lot of momentum, I guess, to really just go out there and be yourself and not have to worry about it, because you know that there's somebody out there that's cheering for you.
Win, lose, or draw this Friday, Katron's future plans definitely include climbing higher in the fight game.
My future plans is I plan on trying to get on Invicta. Invicta is an all-female card. It's like a UFC for women. It's all pro women, and that's my biggest goal, is to at least get on there, and then from Invicta maybe Strike Force, but that's my biggest goal.
Get your tickets, get your popcorn. The Killswitch will be at the Hard Rock on Friday night.
Yeah.
And that's going to conclude us here on another great edition of Native News Today. We say great because you out there make this program so great.
Yes.
Allowing us to come into your homes to show you great Native American stories of so many great things happening out there in Indian country, whether they be events or individuals just making some history. Just so many great things happening out there in Indian country.
We're excited about it, and once again, it's always a great avenue to be able to spread that good news going on in Indian country and all the great stories and all the people that make this show what it is. It's really about our native citizens, the citizens of this tribe, the Muskogee Creek Nation, the Cherokee Nation, the Chickasaw Nation, all of these places throughout Oklahoma of these people doing great things, and it's just a pleasure to show it every week, and we never know what each week is going to bring us. It's unique every time out of the box, and with this being number 325, we've seen a lot of people. Wow. We've went a lot of places, so it's really great.
So you're on that soapbox there, aren't you?
We
both are.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
That was your softball batting average.
You bet. And hey, what did I say? Absolutely not 325. You better double that.
Okay, double that.
Well, yeah, about 750, something like that.
Okay, 750. There we go. Okay, yeah.
Before we go today, I want to send out a big time congratulations to my man behind the scenes. Not a lot of people out there ever get to see him that much. You've seen him before throughout the history of the show, but Jared Moore, our production guy here at the show. New father, Maya Rose Moore, born this last weekend. So congratulations, Jared and Meredith. You guys take us out of here, Jared.
Take care. God bless.
And we'll see you soon. All right. Yeah. I tried to eat it, but I broke a tooth. So, considering legal action against Jared and Meredith.
Not exactly.
Yeah. It was rock sweets. Yeah. No, those things, they don't keep you going very far.